We are... Well, let me ask you this question. How many of you think you're a good person? Generally? Generally quite a nice person. Would you be happy to meet yourself in the street? Would you be like, I hope I don't meet that person again, you know? It's interesting. It's funny, we had one day we were here and there was one devotee's birthday and then, you know, different devotees give their appreciation, you know, words of appreciation. So then one person stood up and he said, "You're just like a cow." So, but in our tradition, I mean, cows are like, you know, so it was like, oh wow, why are you just like, he said, because you give so much milk, but you also give quite a few kicks as well. So it's quite interesting, it's like that. People, all of us, we have our higher and our lower nature. Most of the time there are flowers coming out of our mouths, but now and again, frog comes out, like, oh no, quick, catch that frog, get it back in, and it's jumping around. He said something. Krishna says, there are divine and demoniac. There are divine and demoniac natures, divine and demoniac qualities. And what is it that separates divine and demoniac people? If we boil it down to one thing, a demoniac person and demoniac qualities come from a mentality of I, me, and mine. Yes. Whereas divine qualities come from a mentality of we, us, and ours. What is the difference between a divine person and a demoniac person? Selfishness and selflessness. From selfishness, all other qualities like anger, harshness, envy, pride come about. And from selflessness, all good qualities like compassion, tolerance, truthfulness, simplicity, all of these things come. So basically, within each one of us there's a good dog and a bad dog. And it depends which one we feed. Whichever one we feed, that one becomes louder. And so here, Krishna is explaining to Arjuna, Devi Sambad Vimokshaya Nibbandhaya Surimata Masucha Sampadim Devim Abhijato Sipandava. Saying there are divine and demoniac. Demoniac qualities will drag you down, whereas divine qualities will raise you up. But don't worry, Arjuna, you are born with divine qualities. Develop those qualities more. If you want to develop divine qualities in your life, it's going to be proportionate to how much selflessness there is in your life. Are we selfless people or are we selfish people? That is going to be the determining factor. I want to ask all of you a question. And when I do an exercise like this, the general tendency is we start doing the experiment on every single person around us, but not ourselves. So I know I'm telling you to be selfless, think of others, but in this experiment, don't think of others. We want you to think of yourself. Ask yourself the question, can I put others' needs before mine? Ask yourself the question, do I help others without any expectation of getting something back in return? Do I enjoy working in teams? Am I conscious to not burden others? Do people call me for help? these questions are very telling. Because if you can say yes to every single one of these questions, it means you have fostered a character of selflessness. And if you foster a character of selflessness, know that all divine qualities will manifest in your life. And when all divine qualities manifest in your life, then know that you will rise. You will rise in your relationship with Krishna. You will rise in your spiritual journey. And so, Krishna gives us the very important lesson here. If we are thinking, I, me and mine, selfish, the me society, that kind of life will not be very exciting. But as soon as you begin thinking, we, us and ours, I leads to illness, but we leads to wellness. This is the difference between the divine and demoniac. And Krishna says to Arjuna, don't worry, you are a selfless person. You will definitely rise. Hare Krishna.